Alright everyone, and welcome back to the F1 League on F1 2015, and we're here for the final time then today in Season 2 with round 19 of the season at Abu Dhabi. And yeah, here we are then in our best lap in qualifying, and yeah, here we are then, last race of the season. It's all almost done and dusted then. And yeah, I forgot to actually mention last week that the championship was actually sealed in that sort of bit of a crazy Brazil race we had last weekend, or last week. And it was actually Pro Racing who ended up taking the title then with his result. So yeah, well done to him. Forgot to mention that last week. Obviously with the, well, I got my podium there, so I wasn't really thinking about that. But yeah, that's all sealed then, and we've got the constructors still to the side here today then. Still 3 teams that are in it. Unfortunately not Ferrari, but I mean, not really a surprise because we haven't really been near the front much this season. But yeah, I could still take 7th in the standings then, in the drivers that is, which wouldn't be too bad I don't think, considering I missed the first 7 rounds of the season. So yeah, if I can actually get up in 7th, that'd be pretty good. I mean, 8th would be alright as well, but I mean, I'm only a couple of points I think behind 7th going into this, so yeah, that'd be good if I could take that here then today. But yeah, I think overall it has been a really good first season, or half a season in the league then. Got points in every round so far, which is something I wouldn't have been able to do before probably with my connection, so I tend to disconnect or have a lag incident most of the time. But yeah, certainly been a much better return really. Obviously it hasn't all gone smoothly, there has been some bad moments, but overall it has been a good return I think. And yeah, really looking forward to season 3 then, as we come to the end of our lap then. Not too great, we improved to 10th though, and yeah, unfortunately we moved down to 12th by the end, so yeah, not a good qualifying for us then, probably one of the worst I've ever had. But actually I think it might actually be, can't remember qualifying 12th before, except for maybe once in Pinnacle I think when it rained in season 5. But yeah, we're going to the race now then. There's a strategy, it's a 3-stop race, going from, well, 3 stints on options and then 1 on primes at the end. I might change that, depends on how things play out in the race. But yeah, I think the tyre wear tends to be pretty high around here. And yeah, I was just loading my set there just to make sure I actually saved it after qualifying, because you never know with Codemasters. But yeah, we're on the grid now then, just waiting for the lights to come on now, and yeah, see what we can do then from 12th on the grid today then. It's going to be a long race, but we'll see what we can do then as we come to the end of season 2. And the lights are coming on now then. And for the final time then this season, we're away in Abu Dhabi, and we get another average start then. And we're going to stay on the inside then, see if we can take any places. Diddy Cupid's left session has been kind of head, then we see Silent Mole round wide there, and well, legal overtake again. Co-Masters, what are you doing? And then F1 Meister and Garage Crab have an instant there, then they both go off. And yeah, I'm up into 6th place in all that. But yeah, gained quite a few places and 6 places off the start. A few cars got caught up in an instant right off the line, well, into turn 1 that is. And yeah, we certainly benefited from a lot. And yeah, we ended up in 6th place then. So yeah, good first few corners then, but nothing really happened then for a few laps after that. Then we just sort of sat behind Hickey and Silent Mole as they battled for 4th place. I think it's RB who comes in then for his pit stop very early here then on lap 4. So yeah, it seemed the tyre wear was affecting a few people quite a bit then. And yeah, we're up into 5th place then, still on target really with our strategy. As we skip to a little bit later in the lap then, they're still battling up ahead. We actually lock up a little bit though, looking at Hickey into the chicane, and we couldn't quite get through there. And yeah, we'll have to see if we can get him in the second DRS zone, but we're not really close enough I think. So doesn't seem like that's going to be happening here then, as there's a yellow flag and we see that in the wall there, Mercedes Pro Racing, who's just been crowned world champion, well, F1 League champion anyway, in the previous race. But yeah, he's had enough there then, so not the end of the season he would probably been hoping for. Silent Mole comes into the pits at the end of the lap then, and we're right in behind Hickey now then, as we head towards turn 1. And on the 6th lap we're on the inside, but we don't brake late enough, and he's maintaining the place then, and he's stays in 2nd place then. And yeah, following around this long turn 3 then, and seemed to carry a lot more speed than him there, but we couldn't do anything with it because it's quite single file through there. And into chicane, not really any way you can overtake through it. We just have to sort of wait for the DRS zone really, if you're going to make an overtake around here. And yeah, right in behind him then, and we should get a good run here. We did have good traction out the hairpin, so we should have a good run here with DRS then, and we're right in the slipstream now then, and we're getting alongside, and then down the straight, can we make the move stick? Then we're going to be on the inside for the chicane, and it looks like we've just about done, and then just about outbraked him, and we're through and into second place. But obviously he's now going to have DRS for the second zone, so yeah, down towards this second chicane he may have the move, well, the position back then, as I cover the inside line. He's just going to go around the outside then the racing line, and yeah, had the move done before the corner there, and he takes the place back then, back into second place there. So nice little battle there then with DRS, and we skip to the next lap then with Case Legend pitted now then, so this is a battle for the lead. And yeah, I think now is as good a time as any to announce that this is actually unfortunately going to be my last race with Ferrari then, which is a little bit disappointed about. But yeah, the good news is that I'm actually going to be teammates with Hickey next season then at Mercedes then, as we go side by side now then, battling for the lead. Hopefully we'll have a bit more of this next season, but probably not likely unless we both find quite a bit of pace on the front runners. But you never know, as we going side by side then towards the chicane, and he's just about maintaining the place then, and yeah, just about both get through there. Hopefully we can get a good run now then for the second zone, and looks like we're going to try and get in the slipstream best we can here then, and we have got the DRS, and we're going to go to the outside, try and do what we did to DLT and TGP and not Brandon, here's Alex I think in Pinnacle, but we haven't made it stick then. This time we've outbraked ourselves and run wide. I wasn't sure where he was, so I sort of skipped the chicane there and just slowed down a little bit, and yeah, he maintained the lead then, but we both came in at the end of the lap anyway. And yeah, I think he's going to go on to prime tyres, so I'm going to go on to the options. And yeah, just having a quick look here then at the strategy. You see who's come in already. Most people are at this point, I think. And yeah, well, sort of a mix of strategy really with options and primes, and I think most people are trying a 3-stop here today. I was out of the pits we come then, and well, I actually lost a pace there to Alphameister. I wasn't really paying attention there, but yeah, he ended up ahead of me there, so that wasn't too great for me. Out of the pits we come then, in a train. We seem to be leapfrogged by a few people who appeared early, but I was hoping that he'd sort of come back to me near the end of the race. There's a big group there up ahead, and it looks like Hickey's been spun by one of them then, and he's gone, well, he's going to drop right back then to 11th or 12th place I think there, because everyone from 5th to 13th here is quite bunched up. And yeah, we skipped the next lap then, we're all still battling, and I'm still in 9th place, and then hot at the apex and next box 1 have a crash there, both of them lose their front wings, and that puts me up in 7th place then, so gain a few places back there then as we're on to the next lap now then, in behind Hamilton fan. And yeah, we're going to have DRS on him then, and let's see if we can make it work to our advantage then. As we look to the inside line, he moves across there then, so we'll try the outside line instead. We've got the DRS, and well, we've got the racing line on, so we should get the move done hopefully then, as long as we can outbrake him into the chicane, which we've done. And we're up into 6th place then for now, but he's probably going to attack us with the second DRS zone. And we've got Hickey and Pro Racing battling there for 8th place as well, going on behind as well, so that could all become one big battle in a second. Then we're going to cover the inside line again, and it looks like we've done enough to maintain the place just about then, as we've actually dropped a few seconds back from F1 Maestro now then, as we head into the left-hander, and he goes sliding at the inside of us there. Then we had to drive off the track to avoid a collision, and unbelievably I had to give back 3 places then to make up for that, because that was definitely justice there, definitely. Totally not unfair at all that I lost 3 places from that now. But yeah, we're down to 9th place then from that, and yeah, well, I did have to drive off the track there to sort of avoid the crash there. Well, I don't know, it's one of those things really, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I was thinking of just not giving the place back and appealing it later, but honestly there's been enough Stu's investigations with him to last me a lifetime really this season, as we go back at the inside anyway and take the place back into turn 1, and we're back into 8th place at least then. And yeah, see if we can go after Hickey now then. That slick transition there, but you didn't even notice it there, as we skip to lap 13. Pro Racing's actually pitted again for the second time, and Silent Mole was disconnected from the session there unfortunately, which is a shame for him in his last race for a while. Probably not forever hopefully, but yeah, certainly for a while then, and it's a shame for him that it's ended that way. As we come into the pits then on the end of lap 14 from 6th place, and as we obviously made a couple of places up from that, and also Pro Racing coming in for his pit stop. And in we come and actually changed the strategy around a little bit at this point then, because I went on to the prime tyres, and then I was hoping for another option run at the end of the race then. So we'll see how that one plays out then, as we're going to see where we rejoin then. Looks like we're in 8th place for now then, but we have to navigate this tight tunnel here then, which I crashed straight into on my first half out in practice. Kind of like what I did in Brazil really, but yeah, luckily it didn't happen in the race then. And it looks like we have just about lost out on that place then, and we're back down to 9th place. So yeah, we skipped a couple of laps later then, where we're in behind Hamilton Van and F1 Maestro. Someone else had pitted, I'm not sure who it was, for I don't know what stop it would have been, but we're up into 8th place then from that. And yeah, our teammate not far behind either then. And we're going to have DRS again now then on Hamilton Van. We're in the slipstream, we're pulling over to the inside line then. We'll see if we can get it on the inside this time. And on the inside then, and not much space there on the apex for us, but not much of a surprise really, I guess. Not really happy about the morning there either, but still couldn't get close enough for the second DRS zone. But we did have another pretty much identical run on the next lap there then. So yeah, looking to the inside once again, and well, God bless Cody's, they've decided enough collisions is enough, and yeah, he ghosted there then. And yeah, unfortunately we didn't gain a place from it, but oh well. We've got the second DRS zone now then, to see if we can get close enough, but it doesn't look like we are. Also, our teammate seems to be closing us in on us a little bit at this point as well. So yeah, I have to be a bit careful here then, as we well, I'm not really sure what was going on there. Actually, he ran a little bit wider, that was going on. I wondered why we were still playing this clip, but now I remember. I did get going around him here then. We moved across this quite a bit. I just about had enough room there where I couldn't get a move done on the inside into this little right-hander here then. As we skipped lap, well, beginning of lap 19 then, where Hickey pitted then for only a second stop, and I think he was trying to go to the end at this point, so we'll see how that one works out for him then, trying something different. Didn't work for Hamilton in real life, but it might for him then here today. And then F1 Maestro goes into the wall there and loses an end plate, I believe, and I lost a little bit of time there unfortunately, but not too much really. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to come in at the end of this lap then to get that replaced. And yeah, we're up into 6th place for now then. And we are going to skip a little bit now then, as I get loose on the final corner there. Yeah, he makes a mistake then. A couple of laps later, someone else had appeared, I think it was Jonesy, but I lock up into the chicane there as I was trying to pass him on the outside. I saw the opportunity, but couldn't make it work, and obviously I'd have to give the place back there then. I think that's the first one of those I've got this season which I've actually 100% agreed with, but yeah, through he goes then, and yeah, we're back down to 5th for now then. Then at the end of the lap, he's going to come into the pit, so we're finally released then, and yeah, hopefully we can use this extra lap to our advantage. And that was sort of my plan, but we've got Jonesy and Pro Racing trying to pass us now then, and Jones is on the inside then. He should get the move done, but we managed to outbrake him, it seems, there then. And Pro Racing's there as well. In fact, he's going around the outside of both of us and into the right hander, and now I just have a little twitch of oversteer, and it sends both me and Jonesy into the barriers there, and I've lost my front wing. I'm pretty sure he did as well, so yeah, that is a big shame. And I'll put my hand up for that one. I thought he had spun me, but looking back on it, I did have a slide there which sort of initiated the contact, unfortunately. And yeah, I come into the pits and having lost a lot of time. He did as well, unfortunately. And yeah, I was so annoyed at that point, so I thought, man, if I just come in that lap earlier, I mean, I could have probably got the options to do 7 laps, and I had done it earlier in the race, but my thinking was sort of do one more lap and then I'd have just the lap fresh for options to attack near the end. But no, it wasn't to be in the end then. And yeah, hindsight is a wonderful thing. But yeah, out of the pits we're going to come then in 10th place, which is last place unfortunately, but it will still be points then, and nothing else happened in this race, so we're going to skip to the final lap then. And sadly our time with Ferrari ends then with 10th place finished on track as we cross the line there then. And yeah, that rounds out season 2 then of the F1 League then, our debut season, or half a season I guess you could call it. As there's the first 3 then from the race, and Blakey, Case Legend, and also I think it was then in 3rd place. So yeah, Blakey also leaving I think after this race, and also Jonesy as well. So both Williams drivers then sort of having a retirement, sabbatical, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, there's a podium then for the final race. I think there's a little bit more controversy as well then, because I think Blakey may have lost that win because of a qualifying penalty. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, there's the final results then. Case Legend in 2nd, and I'll be then in 3rd. I ended up in 10th then, unfortunately, but I did actually get moved up to 9th thanks to Jonesy's penalties for a corner quit in, as we have a quick flick through them, and once again there was a lot. So yeah, there we are then. And yeah, that rounds out season 2 then of the F1 League. If you have enjoyed this race, then a like would be appreciated. I'll see you in January then for season 3, where we'll be driving for Mercedes with Hickey. So thank you for watching, and see you then. Goodbye.